none of us really know. None of us really know.
I know.
No, I know. Perfect timing, Keith.
Keith, what's up?
Your favorite movie of all time, F9.
Oh, good.
How is there any other choice than Remember the Titans being number one?
I'm curious.
I'm spoiling mine, but
Well, let's see. Here we go. Yeah, that's a good
I'm
question,
not even
Brian.
done talking.
you shouldn't be talking at this point.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Apocaflix Now from Apocaflix Movies. This is our movie hangout show over here on the Apocaflix YouTube channel. I'm your host tonight, back in the hosting chair since the first time in a long time. It's been over 6 months, but I'm ready to do it. Let's go. I'm Jacob Bartley. I am joined by, up here on the upper screen with me, Brian Avalosino, and of course Gio Ramos down there at the bottom of the screen. Start with you, Brian. How are things going? Love your background. Just
Thank
nice
you.
and simple.
Yeah, go with a soft tan, is I think the color.
Very specific. Yeah.
I'm good. I just got done catching up on. Has anyone heard of The Vow? It's like a crazy cult documentary on HBO.
Of it. Yeah, I have heard of it.
Yeah. So
No.
they just put out they're doing weekly episodes of it, but they've got like the first 3 or 4 episodes out, and I just binged like for 4 hours, 3 hours,
Dang.
just straight through it. So yeah, nice little change of pace to go from heavy documentary, fun stuff. So, yeah.
Awesome. Did you have a good Halloween weekend and all that?
Yeah, I didn't do very much. Ate way too much of the trick-or-treaters candy.
Yep. Same.
My mom and I may have been like, okay, I think we're gonna call it a night. It doesn't seem like kids are coming, and just did that on purpose to get more
More candy. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Other than that, nothing too crazy for Halloween. So yeah.
That is the way to go, man. Yeah, I stayed in and passed out candy as well. So that way my roommates could go trick-or-treating with their son. So I just did homework and passed out candy, but same. I definitely ate too much candy last night and had a stomach ache this morning. But
yeah,
only on Halloween.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. if there's a cheat day, come on.
Exactly. Gio, how you doing, man? How was your weekend?
Hey guys, I'm pretty good. Just normal weekend, work, nothing really exciting. I just hope my party days aren't over as far as Halloween and whatnot. But I had no really motivation to do much, and I don't know. I'm 32, so whatever. I'm just glad October is over. October was a really, really rough month, and hopefully November is better. Well, James Gunn is officially co-chairman of DC Studios, so there we go. There's that.
Was that officially on November 1st?
Yep.
Was the
As
start of it?
Press release.
Nice.
Did a video yesterday on Fandom, so check it out. But yeah, I'm just happy October is over. Trying to behave tonight, no beer, and waiting for my days off. So
Christmas
nice,
season,
man. Well, hang in there. I'm sure you have a lot of party days ahead, but you work in a crazy industry, the hotel industry. So not the most friendly.
It's on that note,
to social lives.
Yeah, I feel like when people walk into a hotel before they check in, their brains automatically turn off. Because some of the questions I get asked is just how do you survive in this world?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just so clueless, but I get it. You're on a vacation, you turn your brain off, you check into a hotel, and give me the world. And okay,
I feel it.
So
That's customer service for you. And then in a hotel, you're they're your guests. You like expected to take care of them. So it's
Mhm.
kind of how it is.
No
I remember
kidding.
those
Yep.
days working in the kitchen. Yeah, I had a pretty good weekend myself. I didn't intentionally do this, but it just happened to be the movies that were available. I've been watching a lot of horror movies.
Shocker.
I watched Orphan First Kill, which wasn't bad actually. I was expecting it to be bad, but it wasn't bad. I watched Barbarian, which was like pretty like mind blowing. Brian, you might want to stay away from that one.
I have no plans to watch it from what I've heard.
Of course, I watched Halloween Ends, which is complete dog trash, just like the last one. I don't know what dog trash even means, but what do the kids say? They say dog water now. Yeah, Halloween Ends was straight dog water.
It's dog shite.
And I finally watched Nope for the first time last night, which
Oh.
was pretty good. I'm wondering because Jordan Peele, like he made Get Out, which was amazing, and then Us is pretty good, and then Nope is also pretty good. Like I don't know. I'm just curious.
My ranking goes Us, Get Out, Nope.
Really?
Mhm. I love
You like
Us.
Us more than? Do you not like Get Out that much, or do you love both?
Oh no, I think they're both
Yeah.
fantastic. Nope, I was just kind of like, I think I went into it expecting something different, so like I was totally thrown off by it. I love Us. I don't know why everyone.
I like Us a lot. I don't know. I think it could have been executed a little bit better, but a little sloppy at the end.
I watched a scary movie forcefully on Sunday.
Really?
Our
And
POV patrons.
Oh yeah, It Follows.
Yeah, that movie
You like
was
that?
wild.
I like that movie. Actually.
Wild.
Then you haven't seen that yet? I thought
No.
we challenged you to it before.
No, that movie was redonkulous in a good way. But
it's
holy
literally
shit.
like like an STD following people around.
Yeah,
It
it's like a sexually transmitted devil or something.
Yep.
And
Yep.
or demon, you know.
Yep.
It's such a clever concept for a horror movie.
It was
And
wild.
you know, there aren't too many jump scares in it either. It's just the idea that,
couple.
you know, it could be a normal scene of them in the coffee or whatnot, but like anybody could literally be
Mhm.
that person, you know.
It was great.
Yeah. That's
So,
a great one.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we got a bunch of cool stuff to get into today. We're going to talk about the Wonder Man casting, some November movies coming up here, and of course, we're going to talk some Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. But we do have our little segment here. First up, the movie watching challenge.
Is that better?
Yes, that was really good, Brian. I like that.
thank
That's
you.
your best one this month. Or
Okay.
and I don't mean November.
Literally
I
this
mean-
month.
I don't mean November. I mean like the past 4 weeks.
Oh, perfect. Great.
But either way, yeah. So Brian, you were challenged last
Mhm.
week
I
to
was.
watch Predator,
Mhm.
which is like crazy because you've seen Prey, but you've never
Yeah.
seen Predator.
Yep.
So you watched Predator. So what are your thoughts, man?
First off, did not realize how old this movie is. 1978, and
Yeah.
it shows. I
78?
definitely, yeah, I think it was 78. I could be
No,
wrong.
it's got to be late 80s. That's macho era.
Maybe it was
Maybe it's
87.
88. Or
Let
maybe
me
yeah.
look.
way.
87.
Okay, so I
Oh,
mixed
you
them
just
up.
got the 7-8 wrong.
Yeah, mix them up.
up.
Okay, so it's not that bad. It's literally 2 years older than me. Yeah, it's funny. I don't think. I'm trying to think. Oh no, there's smaller ones. I was gonna. Well, okay. Outside of Terminator, I don't know if I've seen very many Arnold movies,
Really?
other than Jingle All the Way. And I don't know if you can count that one that much. Even
Not
though
even the action movies? Like
no, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like I was sitting there thinking about it, and I was like, I don't think I've really seen an Arnold movie outside of Terminator.
Conan, Commando,
Nope.
True Lies,
Nope.
Eraser.
you know what I
No.
just watched a few months ago, which is so underrated to me, is The Last Action Hero. I love
Yes.
that movie.
Is that an Arnold?
Yeah, it's Arnold.
Yeah,
Okay,
you would
yes.
love that one.
So
It's so
yeah.
much fun, yeah.
so I was definitely like, okay, let's see how this goes. And they definitely, okay, yeah, Gordon, I have seen Kindergarten Cop. Actually, no, I haven't. I don't know. That one, I don't know.
It's not a Thuma.
Yeah, I don't know. So, first thing I noticed, this is where Get to the Chopper is from.
Yeah.
Get to the chopper.
Never knew that. There is like little to no dialogue in this whole entire movie. Like, there's probably maybe 25% of this movie is talking. The rest is literally just action scenes. So I was definitely thrown off by that. Yeah, Andy, he said you got to witness one of the most epic handshakes in cinema history. Did not know that's where all that GIF comes from, right? That everyone
Big
uses.
time testosterone.
Okay.
Right.
So yeah, so I had no idea that came from that. Freaking macho people, dude. The kills were ruthless in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
They were ruthless, and then like people were getting freaking hung upside down, skinned alive.
Arm chopped off with the machine gun still firing.
I loved that part because the arm was still like going.
Wow.
Apollo Creed, man.
Yeah, loved him. Yeah, I mean, I didn't take it seriously because it's not like the most like, I don't even know how you describe it. It was an 80s action movie.
It's a movie of the era, man. Like
100%.
I think it fits that era. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, is it the greatest movie of all time? No. Is it trash? No. It was just a 80s action movie.
So
I feel
popcorn flick. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So I just kind of went along for the ride with it. Saw a lot of bodies exploding. Yeah.
A lot of muscle, a lot of
Oh yeah.
Just macho madness and like
yeah, it was literally just like Schwarzenegger like putting mud on his arm and then like tying a headband.
Yeah,
like,
you get some of the Easter eggs in Prey now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just and then like or him like cutting a knife or cutting a blade or so just something. I'm just like, oh my god, like they are playing up.
Dude standing in the center of a log, looking at the jungle, cutting his chest, saying, "Come at me, bro."
I know. That one, I was like, all right, well, he's a goner.
Either they like wrote those moments in the script, or while they were shooting it, they were like, let's just get the most manly shots possible. Like,
it really was like, it's funny to see kind of like where it started. And then like, I've never seen the newer ones, but like clearly they've divulged from like action hero to more scary, slightly gory, I guess. I don't know. I've never seen them, but
well, they only made 2, right? And then they did Alien vs. Predator,
and then a follow up to that one.
Yeah,
and then Prey. I think that was it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Predators. I'm sorry.
Oh, and then The Predator, right?
The Predator.
Yeah, I've never seen The Predator. That's the only one I haven't seen, the Shane Black one, but I heard it's terrible, so I'll stay away.
But yeah. So yeah. It was interesting.
So I think that's like about as good of a response we could get from Brian from the movie. Like, not necessarily made for you, but you can appreciate its goodness.
Yeah, it definitely was like, for me, like one of the peak 80s macho movies I think I've ever seen, for sure.
Yeah.
I like that is almost quintessential 80s in my opinion. Like,
nice.
Dead on.
So I know you haven't seen a lot of Arnold movies, but what would you say is your favorite one?
Jingle All the Way.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Gio?
Yeah.
Oh man, there are too many, honestly. I mean, if you put a gun to my head and I had to pick a favorite, probably Commando. I mean, you think Predator is ridiculous? Watch Commando, buddy. He's a one-man army. Literally just when whether he's getting shot at, cut up, he gets ran over by a car. I mean, that movie's just crazy, man. But
Yeah, he took a couple shots that I was like, oh, he's dead. And then he gets up and I'm like, you just got like your chest blasted through. Like, how are you walking?
Yeah,
his muscles serve as body armor.
Exactly.
Clearly.
I mean, it's hard not to go with the Terminator, to be honest, or T2. But I'm telling you, man, The Last Action Hero is hilarious. It's an action comedy. And like the way they make fun of, it's basically a spoof action movie if you really think about it. And the way they make fun of the action franchises is hilarious. Like, there's like, for example, there's a moment in the movie, he's like, you better not touch a hair on her head. And the villain pulls one piece of hair off her head and he's like, look, I just did. It's just so funny. Like,
what
things
decade?
like
What
that.
decade is this? Is it the 90s?
Pretty sure it was 90s, right?
Yeah, early to mid 90s.
Yeah, you got to check that one out. Maybe we'll put it on the challenge list for next time.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Brian, you got to challenge
Yes,
somebody else this week.
Yes.
I'm hoping we have the wheel ready. We
do
doing
have the
it
wheel
last
ready.
minute lately. So take it away, man. Who did you challenge?
I came prepared, as always. And I'm going to go to our host in this instance, Mr. Jacob. And
at first I was like, wait, who? And then I was like, oh, it's me. Yeah.
Yes, that is you. And I have brought you a mildly diverse wheel. And in this case, we are going with American Psycho, Highlander, Interview with the Vampire, and True Grit. So
I am honestly so excited to get either of these. Honestly, like obviously they're from my list, but I really, really want to watch all of these. And is True Grit isn't Haley Steinfeld in it?
The 2010 Haley Steinfeld, Jeff
she was nominated for an Oscar and she was a child, which is crazy. So all of these, Christian Bale and American Psycho, Highlander, like I've never seen the Highlander, and of course Interview with the Vampire. So we'll see. I'm down for either one.
To answer John's question, no, I haven't seen any of these movies, so I don't know what the hell is going on.
Of course not. Yeah,
we're
to the point.
Yeah,
where Brian's like all the movies he chooses to challenge us to, he hasn't seen.
I tend to go off of movies I've heard at this point, of. So in this case, that's exactly what I did. But shall we give the wheel a spin?
Let's go.
Let's go. And yes, Star Drew, if we land on that movie, sure.
Oh, we're ending out Halloween with the vampire movie.
There we go. Okay. It's about
time.
It's about time for me to watch this. Hey, perfect time. It's that season, right? It's because I really watched like 4 horror movies in a row. And I don't know if this is a horror movie, but it has to do with vampires.
I don't know. I've definitely like heard of it, and I know there's.
Is
vampires.
This the one with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, or am I tripping?
No, it is.
Okay.
That I know.
So I'm trying to think.
There's a TV show going on with it that they remade.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
there is, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Is this the only movie that has Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt in it? I'm trying to think. Gio, are we missing one?
I'm sorry.
I think.
Is this the only movie that has Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt in it?
I believe so.
Yeah, I can't think of one. That's
I just typed in Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, and it came up only as
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a young Kirsten Dunst.
Interview with the Vampire.
There we go. Me. Hey, I'm excited, man. This is one that's been on my radar for a long time, so I'm ready. I'm excited to watch it.
Well, you get to end out with a spooky movie.
Well, there we go. So I'll get caught up on Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah.
And I thought it was also, honestly.
I thought it was too, but
this whole time. And I'll make sure to get a video up on that, and my next challengee, you'll hear about that then. All right, guys. So let's jump into a quick news topic we got here. So apparently, we've been hearing about Wonder Man for a while, like that something involving Wonder Man was coming in the MCU / Marvel. And apparently, Yahya Adbul-Manteen II has been cast as Wonder Man for Marvel. There's no official release date, and it is going to be a series, a Disney Plus series. There's no official release date, but development on it did start in June. I remember when they first announced this that the director of Shang-Chi, Destin Daniel Cretton, was going to be like the showrunner, basically, like direct it and produce. And it looks like he still is, which is crazy because he's also doing Avengers Kang Dynasty. But who was in his movie? Ben Kingsley was in it as Trevor Slattery. He's returning for the Wonder Man show. And Yahya Adbul-Manteen is going to be playing David Kane. Oh, no. Says previous comic book rules for Mateen include David Kane and Black Manta. Yeah, he played Black Manta in Aquaman, obviously. I was trying to think, like, he doesn't have a role in the MCU yet, which is crazy because he's like on the up and up. I really like him, to be honest, even though like Black Manta wasn't executed the best way in the first Aquaman. I still love him as an actor, and he was even great in Aquaman, honestly. Like he was as a performer. Yeah. So I'm excited to see. Brian, I honestly don't know anything about the Wonder Man character. Is there anything you can tell us or tell the viewers?
I don't know a crazy amount about Wonder Man. I just kind of know like his origin a little bit. He is basically kind of like comes from a family that like they had like a munitions company kind of that just like went up against the Starks, and obviously the Starks has way more
resources and money and
power. They came out a little bit more on top than theirs. And then like the OG, he gets like his powers from like Baron Zemo and Enchantress. Like they're gonna retcon this origin for sure. I think I have a feeling I would not be surprised if they kind of like Joker or Harley Quinn this in like chemical vat type situation, like throw him like maybe he has like a chemical company or something, and this one and some type of spill led to these powers. Or I mean, I have a feeling they're gonna really change a lot. They'll probably keep the essence of like the company trying to be like Stark, although you already have that with Justin Hammer.
And he's coming back too, right?
And he's supposed to be coming back in some capacity. I really think that you're going to see a completely change.
Yeah, and we've seen that before, like in the MCU and with other comic book characters. I also forgot he did play. He was in the Watchmen series as well as
he was
Dr. Manhattan. But so maybe he just loves. Maybe he's a big nerd and he loves comic book stuff, or he just finds himself in these roles. But I think it's pretty cool that he's cast as this character, even though I don't really know anything about the character. I really hope he doesn't have like the W on his shirt. I don't know. Maybe
they'll probably make him. I don't.
I won't be surprised if it's like a Captain America situation where it's like they kind of modernize it and it's like just like the design of the suit. It kind of looks like a W, and it's like kind of darker. Maybe we could see something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I tend to think.
Go ahead.
No. I lost my train of thought. Anyways, that's what I was stuttering.
No, G, I was going to ask you your thoughts next, but what were you going to say?
Well, we know by now how Marvel pays homage to comic accurate, right? I mean, they got what's his name? Grant. I can't remember his first name, but he dressed up as classic Loki.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then Thor and
Robert
Love
E.
and
Grant.
Thunder.
Oh, that's what
got his little get up, and Wanda. For Halloween, she was
that's a fair point, Gio. They find a way to Easter egg it.
Which makes me excited for Hugh Jackman Wolverine and what they could do with that. But
I never thought about
still
that.
Help me God, give us that yellow.
It's
Just once. Come on.
just
once.
yeah. So initially my first reaction was really another Disney Plus series on a character that, there's so many others, that we could be doing. And then you hear about Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. Big fan of his. And then the fact that Destin Daniel Cretton is doing his third directorial effort in the MCU, it's like, wow, Marvel really loves this guy. Always nice to see Ben Kingsley as Trevor Slattery. His character was redeemed in Shang-Chi, excuse me. And yeah, so everything on paper, aside from Hawkeye co-producer, because I wasn't really too high on that series, everything else on paper sounds great, looks great, very promising. I guess this answers the question of whether or not he's gonna survive Black Manta and Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom, because like that's a lot to take on if you're gonna be a part of the third movie and do Wonder Man at the same time. I mean, it's not impossible, but I don't see it, and I wonder how much Yahya Abdul-Mateen is happy with how his character is being treated in the Aquaman movies, just from an outside point of view, just nothing to really back it up, just looking at his decisions and what we've gotten so far with that character. So yeah, I mean, cool. Everything you add it all up, and it'll be one of the series that I will check out. Like I missed out on Miss Marvel intentionally, and popped in and out of She-Hulk, but I think I'm gonna watch all these episodes of Wonder Man, and curious to see who else shows up besides Trevor Slattery.
Interesting. I mean, I was just reading about Brian. You said it already that Baron Zemo has something to do with him getting his powers, and I'm like, hey, they can do something like that again if they really wanted to. They have the Zemo character around, so they could do something like that.
Yeah, we don't even really know where he is.
That's true, but he could easily pop back up in this. Yeah, I'm just curious though, like, what are they? I'm curious what their plan is with all of these new characters they're introducing us to, like Moon Knight, for example. Are they actually sticking to like, hey, we're just going to tell these other side stories, and you don't necessarily ever have to see them cross over with the main MCU characters, or is there a bigger plan? So I'm like wondering in my head, like, obviously I want to judge this series on its own merit, but I don't know much about the character. So I'm thinking like, okay, are we going to see Yahya Abdul-Mateen in the next Avengers movie? Like, are we going to see him in the movies at some point? Because we're already getting Miss Marvel's going to be in the movies. I know they joked about it in She-Hulk, but she's definitely going to be in the movies. I mean, I have no doubt about that in my mind that she's going to cross over. I don't know.
I think he has a strong chance. I mean, there are a lot of spots. Like you took out some people. Like,
that's true.
I mean, you replaced Cap, you have a new Cap, so you still have that essentially.
They kind of have a new version of everyone they lost.
Yeah, there's definitely a few more heads, but I don't think, like, I have a feeling with what's going on right now, you're not going to see every single character in Kang.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind like them setting up like a Midnight Suns, and literally they just chill in the like dark universe, and they never like jump into,
I agree.
like, Avengers, Secret Wars, or like that type stuff. Like if Moon Knight, Blade, Werewolf by
Rider.
Night. Who?
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. Like, if all those characters wanted to just chill and hang out in like their own area and not cross in, like in a big movie like Avengers, and maybe they make like a Midnight Suns or something that's separate, I don't have a problem with that at all. Like, I think that's kind of cooler, to be completely honest. So I don't know. I have a feeling this character will be in stuff because he's a muscle / kind of like,
yeah, his power set makes it seem like he can hang with the big dogs in a way, like he can get involved in those Avengers battles, it seems like.
Andy, okay, so Andy puts up something that I've been kind of noticing too. They've been throwing up a lot of West Coast Avengers lately, which Andy said Wonder Man fits with the West Coast Avenger stuff that they were hinting at. They have kind of been like throwing that.
Isn't Moon Knight in the West Coast Avengers also?
Moon Knight's been a West Coast Avenger. You have She-Hulk out there.
Oh, she's in LA.
Scarlet Witch, Vision.
Yeah. So there has been an uptick in people that have at some time, or case in point, been a West Coast Avenger. Will that probably happen? Probably not, but it's there if it like wants to happen. So
I mean, we might get like, you know, West Coast Avengers, Young Avengers. They're not really Dark Avengers, but like the Midnight Suns in a way. Hey, if you threw Mockingbird, you know, Hawkeye's wife in West Coast Avengers, I'd be down for that. I want to see Linda Cardellini get involved in some action instead of just like hanging out in the house with the kids all the time. Like,
well, and it sounds like Hawkeye's kind of done. So
yeah, I
mean,
we'll see. But hey, now he gets to stay home with the kids. Mockingbird gets to come out and fight. I'd be cool with that.
That'd be kind of dope. Give it like a little switcheroony on the.
Yeah, she can go out with Kate Bishop and they can go. She did show up to their house for Christmas at the end of the show.
She did. So I mean,
Bishop.
Yeah, they're clearly casting some people right now. I mean, we got potentially Wiccan today, which I'm freaking stoked about. So
awesome.
We'll see.
Yeah, well, there you have it. Yeah, another MCU show on its way. Yahya Adbul-Manteen as Wonder Man. Like, I never thought we would be saying that, but here it is. So it looks like we're all going to give it a shot when it comes out. All right, guys. So we're going to talk about some major November releases. Like, it seems like we had a bunch of blockbusters come out, and then there was like a dull period. And then
this year has not been fantastic.
Yeah, I think a lot of things, obviously we had all the COVID situation, right? And then a lot of things some things got pushed to this year, and then a lot of stuff that was going to come out this year got pushed back, you know? Mm-hmm. So until we got Black Adam, we hadn't really had any, high level films, but we got some good stuff coming out here in November. So what we're going to do is we're each going to kind of talk about, 2 or 3 movies coming out this month that we're very much looking forward to. Obviously, we're probably all looking forward to Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Like, that's a no-brainer. But there's a bunch of other stuff coming out. So I'm going to go to you first, Gio. What are you looking forward to the most here in the month of November?
What are your 2 honorable mentions?
This was more difficult than I thought. At first glance you see Wakanda Forever, and then but then you start remembering what some of these movies are about, and it got really tough really fast. Are we starting with honorable mentions, or do you want to start with?
Yeah, do your 2 honorable mentions, and then we'll come around for the one.
Okay. Well, the first honorable mention for me is going to be The Fabelmans. Steven Spielberg directed, and from what I read, it's an autobiographical, loosely based on his early life. For me, that just, I don't know, like, I can't remember the last time I was like really interested in a Steven Spielberg directed movie.
And it's a love letter to his mom too.
Yeah. So it's very personal for him. Probably Ready Player One would have been the last one for me. So I'm very interested to see this. I think it was at the Toronto International Film Festival this year where it just, or it might have been Venice, but one of the two, like rave reviews, standing ovations, which, I mean, tends to happen at these film festivals, but like this one right here, like could make Steven Spielberg like a serious contender for another, best director Academy Award. And so just the backstory, what I've been hearing in regards to the hype, my own personal excitement for a Steven Spielberg flick in the last couple of years. For me, Fablemans, but man, it's tough.
Yeah, this is also the time of year where we're gonna start getting those Oscar contender movies starting to come out, and I think that potentially could be one of them. Gio. So do you guys think we should go
Do your other one. What's your
one
other
by
one?
one, or let Gio go? Yeah.
Okay. So the again, God, because there's like three other movies that I could pick from, but this one I'm hearing a lot of great stuff about. It's Devotion, a war drama with Glenn Powell, fresh off of Top Gun Maverick. Jonathan Majors. These two are co-leading the movie, and I don't know. Like, you give me these two leads, okay? You give me a war drama around Oscars season, and just I don't know. Like, again, the hype, okay, the aerial combat of it. Maybe it's more of the Top Gun Maverick. I'm still on that high, and like, oh wait, there's another one coming out that could be just as good. This is gonna be one of those movies that I actively go out opening weekend and very much intend on seeing, and I'm really excited about it. So, Devotion.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to both of those. All right, Brian, what are your two honorable mentions coming in November?
So I have two different ones. My first one is Disenchanted, because I am an absolute child. Because I think I think partially I'm excited for it because my mom is so excited for it because she freaking loves Enchanted. So like, just seeing like how excited she is to
it's a sequel.
Yeah, and literally
Wow,
they got the whole entire same
That's
cast.
awesome.
So I'm excited for it. I mean, the first one's fantastic. And so this is definitely like one of those movies you can watch. Actually, I think I'll be in San Diego, so I get to like watch it with my mom and my sister. So
cool.
Nice.
It'll be fun because they're all excited about it. My other one being Glass Onion. I think this movie is going to freaking kill. No pun intended. I am very excited for this cast. This cast is a very good cast. Love seeing my girl Catherine Hahn. Dave Bautista, I feel like is going to be great in this. Everyone, I'm very excited. Both of those are streaming movies too. But yeah, very much excited to see these like streaming movies that kind of.
It's getting to the point where like streaming movies, like now it's like, wait, I gotta check, is this one a streaming movie or not? Like, oh, it's going to theaters. But I do think Glass Onion is going to get a limited release. I think they said that, right?
Yeah,
in November. It releases on Netflix in December. So for 1 week, you'll be able to see Glass Onion early, which, I think it's a great thing for streaming movies. I think every streaming movie, well, maybe not every, but majority of them should have a limited theatrical release.
I agree.
That way you satisfy all parties.
I agree too. Why not? What's the harm? You're gonna make an extra couple $1 million at least. Like with the Glass Onion case, maybe a lot more than that. So
yeah,
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Agree.
All right, those are two great ones, Brian. I mean, I have some similarities to your guys's and some differences, but I'm going to go with Enola Holmes too as my first honorable mention. I really liked Enola Holmes. Millie Bobby, that was the first movie where like Millie Bobby Brown showed me like she can carry a whole movie by herself. And I'm like, she's so good. Because we've seen her in a lot of ensemble stuff, right? And even in Stranger Things, she doesn't really talk that much. So it's like, what can she carry a whole movie? And that Enola Holmes proved to me that she can. And of course, you have my boy Henry Cavill playing Sherlock Holmes in this. And he was barely in the first one. I hope he's in this one. Looks like he
very
is.
much. Yep.
And I'm hoping. I mean, I love Sam Claflin in that role too. I'm hoping Sherlock Holmes, not that he has to overshadow Enola, but I'm just hoping he has a bigger role because I haven't seen a trailer or anything, so I don't know. But I'm just a big fan of Henry Cavill, so definitely looking forward to Enola Holmes, and that's coming up. So it looks like I'll have something to do this Friday.
Oh yeah, wow.
It's this week. Oh yeah,
yeah. And then I gotta go also with Glass Onion. Of course, I'm looking forward to this movie. It's Knives Out is so amazing, and I just like. I honestly, I don't even want to watch a trailer for Glass Onion. I just want to watch it. I don't even want to see any more marketing for it at all. Like I just want to go in and watch it. So can't wait. All right. So now that we've all talked about our honorable mentions, I'm going to go back to you, Gio. What is your most anticipated movie for November?
You know, I had my eye on Enola Holmes too. I should give it a quick shout out. By the way, Netflix is going to miss Henry Cavill like very much. But for me, it's Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah. Knives Out was my number one movie of 2019. Surprisingly, it was just incredible. And they went even bigger and, dare I say, better with the ensemble. I love the location. It's Benoit Blanc, the center of this franchise. We have not one but two coming out on Netflix and limited theatrical release. Big fan of Edward Norton. Love seeing him. Can't wait to see what he does. Obviously, Dave Bautista. I'm a big fan of, his ambition and his drive to, take on whatever roles he can and work with whatever directors are willing to work with him, whether it's Ryan Johnson, Zack Snyder, Danny Villeneuve. So, it's going to be one of the more standout roles in my opinion. And just, I don't know, this movie's like, I've only seen one trailer and a clip, but it's just the ensemble. It's beautifully shot. I love the locations. And I know based on the early reviews that it's going to be just as good, if not better, from a whodunit, story standpoint as the first movie. So can't wait to watch it in theaters. I will absolutely be there for that 1 week where it opens. I'm going to be going to the movies a lot this month, and hopefully Jacob will roll with me. So,
hey man, I'm always sending you the invites. So you just got to let me know. But I'm definitely down to go watch Glass Onion. I mean, I would watch if they told me they're putting Enola Holmes 2 in theater. I would go watch that honestly, but I don't think they are.
You're making me want to watch the first one.
You never seen
Enola
it?
Holmes?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's really good. I mean, if you're a fan of her, then you'll like it because it's like she talks to the camera a lot, and she breaks the fourth wall in that movie a lot. She's kind of just telling her story in a way. But no, it's a charming little movie for sure.
Helena Bonham Carter as the mom too. Yeah,
I love her.
She was great. She was great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, Brian.
I know Billy.
I think I know where this is going, but what is your number one?
I mean, Black Panther.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say mine is also Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Mine would have been too, but I didn't want to be so obvious. So
yeah, I get it. But Brian, tell us why.
I am ready to ugly cry in this movie. Like, this movie. Yeah, I'm ready for it to break. maybe I'm not ready for it to break me, but I just know going into it, it's gonna be rough. But
Yeah.
it just looks so good, and I love everything they did with Namor. I think I'm more excited to know more about Namor than like anything. Like honestly,
Me
I think
too.
he looks everything they've done with him and changing his origin seems so cool. And like I just can't wait to see what they do with it. I mean, this is obviously not the original plan, so I'm curious to see how it changed. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to see this.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think there's any way this can't be my most anticipated this month. Even if T'Challa was still in the movie and Chadwick Boseman was still here, like it would still be just as excited. But like, I just want to know how they're going to handle this situation. Like, we still don't know exactly what they're going to do with the T'Challa character. Like,
You don't?
No, I don't search Reddit for rumors 24/7. Like, I don't do that. But I'm excited to see it happen on screen. The Namor element to it, like the fact that they just base them off the Aztecs and all that, like that's just incredible. And I can't wait to see the way they execute him and his people. Like it's just going to be awesome. And then
they're going to execute him and his people?
No, like how they execute the characters.
I mean, that could happen. You don't mess with the Dora Milaje.
How they portray them in the movie. But also, I think there's a lot more to this movie that they are not showing us. And I think we're going to be in for a lot of surprises. And also, I love the MCU, but it's been a disappointing year this year for me. Like, both Multiverse of Madness and Love and Thunder weren't as good as I wanted them to be. So I want them to finish strong with this movie. And I think they will. Because I trust Ryan Coogler. So let's get this going. Gio, obviously I know you didn't choose Black Panther Wakanda Forever, but I know you're looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, can I speak on that a little bit? I'm with you guys. I think it's going to be an emotional ride. But from what I hear, they're going to address it early on, which, I think that's going to work in their favor because we all saw Furious 7 and like, as beautiful as that ending was, at least for me in the back of my mind throughout the whole movie, I kept thinking about when is that part going to happen? And it kind of took me out of the movie. So I think this could work better. I'm expecting Black Panther Wakanda Forever to be a little bit more divisive. I don't think that's going to be anything as far as like the film itself, but maybe just the choices that are made. I don't think it's going to be, understandably so, like everyone's going to be on board with it. They're going to have their own opinions about how the character should have been, honored or how each character should have been handled or whatnot. I mean, it happened with, again, I'll go back to Furious 7 and the Brian O'Connor character. So I'm expecting that. I think Ryan Coogler has enough of a support with Marvel to where it won't be a Dark Knight Rises situation with Christopher Nolan, where like we watched The Dark Knight Rises, we acknowledge that, it's good, but it just didn't feel on the same level, in my opinion, subjectively speaking, as Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. And you don't know if Christopher Nolan was really all the way in because of what happened to Heath Ledger. But I don't think that'll happen with Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I think Kevin Feige has given all the resources, wants to be respectful. The fact that we're even getting a Black Panther 2
that's fair
in this year, given how long it's been since Chadwick's passing, I mean, that's an achievement in itself. So yeah, like you guys, I'm looking forward to it, and it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a journey for sure.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I actually thought it was this week. I was like talking to Keith. I was like, "Hey man, we can't can't do Bartley and Barnes this Thursday. It's Black Panther. He's like, what are you talking about? It's next Thursday.
Yeah.
It's like, you're right. I'm getting way too ahead of myself. I need to calm down.
Do you want a link to the movie? I can
Oh
DM you.
God. No, thank you,
Dude,
Gio. First of all.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's like out there, like legitly. Like I was scrolling through Twitter or TikTok, and someone literally had like
Be careful. Not only that, but like opening night. Not even opening night. Okay, at the world premiere, you had people in there still like, you know, spoiling some stuff. You know, it's just like there is no chill with journalists. These, if I use that term loosely, but journalists these days and what they're given access to and whatnot, it's just
it's just makes me happier that I keep my Twitter notifications off at all times. And I think it's time to turn all social media notifications off. I usually do this leading up to a big movie. I think it's about that time. But yeah, I think we're all looking forward to Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. There's a lot of movies coming out. I mean, we didn't even talk about, I don't know if you guys are fans of Weird Al, but the Weird Al movies.
I was going back and forth between that one and
coming out. The Sun, starring Hugh Jackman, which is actually a sequel to that movie in 2020 where Anthony Hopkins won the Oscar for.
The Father, isn't it?
The Father. It's a sequel to that, which I had no idea. I didn't know they did sequels to like.
And I'm hearing Hugh Jackman is incredible, like Oscar-worthy performance. So.
He needs an Oscar on his mantle.
He'll get one for Deadpool 3. He'll get Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah. Hey, I hope so. That would be awesome. There's a Christmas Story, Christmas, Bones and All, the Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, is that a cannibal movie?
I hope not.
Are they cannibal?
It's a horror love story. So
yeah, it's something
maybe
like cannibal.
No, a Christmas Story Christmas is actually a sequel, right, to A Christmas Story?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. That's gonna be interesting.
There's the She Said movie, which looks very terrifying to watch, honestly, but I think it's an important movie to watch. You guys mentioned Devotion and the Fablesmen, and then we got Strange World, the new Disney animated film, which looks pretty fun. So there's a lot of stuff coming out in November. Let us know what you guys are looking forward to. We definitely want to hear what you guys are eyeing. All right, to close out the show, because not all of us have talked about it, and we kind of skipped over this last week on Apocaflix Now because we had all the DC stuff and Black Adam to discuss, so we didn't really talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, the new trailer breakdown. Brian and I did a trailer reaction, so you can go watch that if you haven't seen it. You can get our initial thoughts on there. But Gio, don't spoil anything for us, man. But now that you saw the non-leaked trailer, what did you think, man? And how are you thinking, like, about this movie, about Kang, the quantum realm? Like, what does this all mean?
Well, first off, this was not the trailer I was expecting. It's certainly a lighter toned trailer, which, I mean, it's Paul Rudd and him and getting a employee of the was it the year
century?
Right?
Oh, the century, yeah,
right?
Because he's a Ant-Man,
deserved it, yeah. I mean, I'm really looking forward to this one. More than I thought I would, because I wasn't very high on Ant-Man and the Wasp. Kang, man, he warned everybody. He warned the audience, okay, that you might kill me in Loki. Spoiler, by the way. But
I mean, he warned Loki and Sylvie, like that's it.
And Sylvie, but my variants are going to be far more evil. And in this trailer, speaking about this trailer, he didn't seem evil yet, but we only got just a taste of this movie with only one trailer. Kang looks like is going to be working with Scott Lang and company in some capacity. It could be, I mean, Scott Lang is a thief, right? He does heists, so it could be something along the lines of that. I love the look of the quantum realm. And what's that city called? It starts with a C. What is it?
Oh,
Corn.
Oh, it has a name?
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Oh wow.
Where you at, Gordon? God, what's the name of that city? But anyways,
Chronopolis.
Yeah,
Knew it would come to me.
yeah. Looks amazing. Yeah, there's just so much, and
I think Gio's trying not to spoil stuff.
I'm not gonna spoil it. I thought we would have seen one character in this trailer, but we haven't.
You could say it. I mean, it's pretty obvious that people have been saying who MODOK.
MODOK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
Yeah. I can't wait to. I mean, I can't wait to see more. Bill Murray is in the MCU. Great.
Crazy.
I'm sure it's going to be fun. You know, Bill Murray on screen with Michael Douglas and God, what's her name? Janet Van Dyne. Michelle Pfeiffer. Thank you. I don't want to say Sharon Stone. What the hell? Anyways, yeah. I mean, this is going to obviously have big implications on the MCU going forward. Kang Dynasty. I mean, come on now. Kang's in the movie. It's gonna tie to Kang Dynasty. Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's cool that he appeared in Loki, but this is his big screen debut, right? Which is
technically
in the
one
MCU,
in Loki
yes,
is not Kang. That's
I guess so. He Who Remains.
Yeah, He Who Remains.
Yeah, but it's still him.
The same
though.
person now.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
no,
I'm gonna give you guys a chance to talk because I mean I can go on and on, but yeah.
No, man. Hey, that was interesting. Like, I was curious to hear your thoughts, especially like coming from someone who's been following this closely for so long. Brian, we did the trailer reaction, but have your thoughts changed? You got a chance to think about it a little bit more, or what?
No, I think the thing for me that I'm most curious about is Kang. Honestly, like, how can you not be intrigued by him? What's going on? Is this the overarching Kang that is going to be the one that just is the menace? Is this just going to be the one for this movie? They've called this one Warrior Kang. So, like, what other types of Kangs do we have? Like, I mean, for me, it's hard to not think that this is like the main one because he seems to have an army. So I'm very curious to see how this works. I feel horrible for the girl that lost out on playing Cassie Lang in Endgame, but I freaking love Catherine Newton. So I'm very excited to see her. Especially
Catherine Newton is from Big Little Lies, right? And
correct.
She was in Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
She's
pretty good
and Freaky.
Oh, I never watched Freaky.
I would have challenged you to that.
Yeah, I want to watch it. I forgot about that movie. I need to.
You should watch it. It's great. Yeah, I'm very excited to see because I feel like this is, I think, the kickoff of like everything. I think phase 4 was definitely a setup phase, which I'm fine with. I don't really care. Like, it's not that I'm happy with whatever they put out. But as far as like Avengers connectivity and like getting that main story going, I think this is the kickoff that we've been kind of waiting for.
Shit is going down.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're absolutely right. The implications are definitely there that stuff is going to go down starting in this one. I mean, the literal main villain of the MCU right now is finally showing up. So, I mean, like, I think Black Panther's going to be great, but I don't think they'll probably drop like a little like Easter egg at the end of something, but I don't think it's going to be indicative of Avengers Kang Dynasty
Yeah, it doesn't.
or Secret Wars. I don't think that it's going to be indicative of that.
It's more of an Earth-based story. Obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I know the rumors of who's supposed to show up at the end of it, but we'll see.
Let's talk later, Brian.
Yeah, but I'm excited because I truly think that this is. I mean, they've obviously set up certain things with Shang-Chi's bracelet, rings, Miss Marvel's bangle. So there's obviously things that have been propelling, but I think the ball rolling down the hill starts going from Ant-Man. So I'm excited.
And I saw that little possible connection with Shang-Chi and the rings and like
It looks like Chronopolis.
Yeah, that's interesting. I gotta dive into more with that. So.
Yeah, I mean it's quite possible that all this energy, the rings, her bangle is literally just all energy from the quantum realm, and
it would make sense, right? Because what happens at the end of is it the post-credit scene of Shang-Chi when they're analyzing the rings and Bruce is like, this is nothing Earth-based. Captain Marvel's like, I've never seen anything like this in space.
Yeah.
And so like it would make sense, right?
It makes sense that the beacon
good analysis.
It makes sense that the beacon was something set up by Kang and he's looking for something. So the signs all point to the connection of at least the rings. I don't know about the bangle.
Okay. So how are the phases setting up? Is Black Panther Wakanda Forever the end of phase 4?
Yep.
And is
phase 5
Quantumania the start of phase 5?
Yep.
Wow. What a movie to start off phase 5. Like, especially if it's gonna obviously be heavily Kang featured, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's really cool.
Especially when they kill Ant-Man at the end of it.
No, that's not happening. Okay, so in the trailer, when he says, I don't know the exact line, but he says, I'm gonna give you a chance to get out of here and I'm gonna buy you a little bit more time. Yeah. They show a giant man like unraveling, right? Yeah. So did he show him a possible future where that's how he dies? And it's coming up soon. And maybe he's telling him like, if you do this for me, I can change your fate or something like that. I don't know. I mean, Gio probably knows. He's giving his best poker face right now. But that's just me analyzing the trailer because they do show a giant man. Like it's like a vision or like a hologram.
It's or something. Him. It's the large version of him getting pulled into like silly string.
Yeah, exactly. So
again, another character getting spaghettied.
Is Wanda gonna come back and just do that to him real quick? But yeah, so all right. Do you guys think that the Kang in this movie is a straight up villain in this movie? Like evil intentions.
I think this is a very bad Kang.
I think most of them are gonna be bad Kangs.
To use a Dragon Ball Z reference, I don't think this is Perfect Cell, but this is definitely the next evolution of this character played by Jonathan Majors. Fuck, I wish you guys watched that other trailer. Damn it.
I did.
Anyways. You did,
no,
okay.
I haven't, but there might be people watching that haven't seen it though.
Yeah, that's why I'm
I mean, you know how there were multiple events that like were like could have set off like the multiverse of madness or whatever, and it's like, oh, was it Wanda? Was it Peter Parker? Was it Sylvie and Loki killing Kang?
I think that is more his death. I think was the
so he passed a point in where he didn't know what was going to happen next, and she kills him, and I'm like, okay. That's crazy because then that the Loki series and the Sylvie character are like crucial. Like they started this in a way.
I mean, it makes sense. The importance of it, the fact that we're getting Loki season 2 so quickly compared to all the other shows.
And I kind of love that because Sylvie is just another Loki, and I love Loki. So like they could have just left Loki dead at the end of was it Infinity War? Yeah, Infinity War.
Have your choice. He's died almost every
which
time.
I would have been fine with because I want like actual stakes. Like, I want there to be characters that stay dead. Like, Tony Stark is probably, he might be my favorite character in movies, period. But I want him to stay dead. And even though I love him, his character so much, I want him to stay dead. So I just hope that, like, the stakes are pretty high. But anyways, yeah, Loki. So what do you guys think? Like, do you think the quantum realm is just a tool they're going to use in this movie, or is it like it's going to be a huge part of this phase?
Oh, I think Marvel's expanding the universe without expanding the universe in the
By
traditional
shrinking
sense.
it?
Yeah. No, totally,
Yeah.
right? Because they said it's like a completely separate universe right there. And I mean, it could be a lot more than just Kang and Ant-Man, maybe the Fantastic Four, that was a popular theory where they Reed Richards and company are in the quantum realm or something, there's so many possibilities that, they could explore and they will explore. So I look at it as just like, okay, like it's expanding the MCU and obviously you got space, you got Earth, you got the dark dimension,
Mm-hmm.
you have Namor, the Talakans, and the deep undersea, and then you have the quantum realm, which I mean could literally be like where we are right now, just like we don't see it, but it's there. It's just, man,
I love the idea
I don't know.
that Janet was just, because she says there's stuff I didn't tell you guys or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so the whole time she was down there, she was just like exploring the world, like going clubbing in the quantum realm. Like, I don't know what she was doing. Like, but it looks like a whole civilization, like we talked about. So it's like,
She knows exactly who he is.
yeah, and that's crazy to me. And look, I'm fine the way they did Ant-Man, like, meaning how we didn't get like Hank Pym and Janet as the main characters, like from in the first movie. Like, they're just, they're obviously like older character versions of those characters, and we got Scott Lang because of it, which I love Scott Lang. But part of me wishes that we got like, the story was about Hank Pym and Janet, but it's cool that it kind of is, though, in a way, just older versions of those characters. Because I remember watching like the Avengers animated series.
Yeah.
And Janet Van Dyne was awesome in those shows. Which, hey, she still is awesome. I wonder if she can't suit up either, huh? Because they're both like, it messes up their body or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that the three suits are probably Cassie, Scott, and Wasp.
And Hope.
Thank you.
Van
Oh, I
Dyne.
totally forgot about Hope.
I couldn't
They
get
barely
channel.
show her in the trailer.
Yeah.
But she got a new haircut, though. They're going on the red carpet. They're Avengers. Life is good until Cassie opens up a beacon to
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm worried about.
Is this another Peter Parker wishing situation?
I love. Speaking of Peter Parker, I crack up every time I see that old man go, "Thank you, Spider-Man." Like,
oh yeah,
so
that's
good.
hilarious. That is so much fun.
Go ahead, Gio, because I'm curious what you think versus what I have a feeling.
I'm a little concerned about the first act of this movie and the setup. I in the trailer, Cassie says the world needs more help, and I'm gonna activate this beacon that I know absolutely nothing about, and it's just I worry about that. Like Phase 4 has kind of had. I mean, there are some movies with questionable first acts and whatnot, so we'll see. It's certainly very lighthearted and whatnot, but
I mean, it's filled with characters making
get
questionable choices. Like,
sure.
I think Peter and even Doctor Strange doing whatever they were doing in Far. I love Far From Home. Oh wait, No Way Home.
Same
Those
Gordon.
titles. I love No Way Home, but I'm still like, wait a minute, Doctor Strange. I don't think Doctor Strange would do that. And then also like Sylvie killing Kang, and then Cassie like doing this. Like, it's like, okay, you guys need to be very careful living in this world with what you do.
I was the same way. I don't think Cassie is going to be the sole responsibility of
you did say you think she's working on it with Hank.
Yes.
You did say that. Yeah.
I think Hank probably has a large portion of that device.
Well, to be fair, Janet didn't tell him either. So how would he know, like,
exactly,
why can't we turn on this beacon? Like,
yeah. So I find I would be very, very confused if all of a sudden Cassie, I mean, she could be smart, but like she's a super genius that just invented the quantum realm device, like a way of getting it. Like we've had no previous
Hank has to help her. There's no way.
Yeah, there's been no like, oh, she's super smart or like blah 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 blah. Like all of a sudden she just developed a device to get into the quantum realm, which is like unknown.
I mean, then again, 5 years did pass, and so maybe she was hitting the books really hard for 5 years.
Her family like work, you know.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, I think they're smart enough to figure this out. I think Peyton Reed's gonna direct this with a little chip on his shoulder because he really wanted Fantastic Four, and they went with
WandaVision
Matt Shackman,
he might be able to introduce the Fantastic Four to us if what you said is true. Because I think like if they're alive on our Earth or whatever, then where are they? You know, I think that would make sense. Like, you know, I don't mind the idea of like, well, Janet aged in the quantum realm, didn't she? She did. So they would have aged too, I guess. But who knows? They could have gone in like a few years before Iron Man. They were just scientists that nobody knew about. They weren't famous or anything.
Still in university.
And they could come out of the quantum realm. Yeah. They could have got their powers in the quantum realm.
Yeah, that's a theory that fans have.
Absolutely. And they come out after this movie. Maybe they're in like a third of the movie, and like they have to help them get out or whatever. Who knows?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe their villain is teased in a previous movie. I don't know.
I've heard that got scrapped. I would not end up being surprised if like, I mean, the quantum realm is definitely going to play a part. I would not be surprised if the incursion that is going to happen in Secret Wars is literally the quantum realm meshing with the normal. Like I don't know.
That could be one of several, right? Because there could be several incursions happening.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, more than likely, it will be a whole nother like timeline, like
818.
Yeah, whatever, something.
More of the XNR.
I would also not be surprised if the Fantastic Four just basically they weren't trapped in there, but like an explosion, like maybe like Reed was kind of doing what Cassie and Hank are doing right now, which is like trying to build a way into it, and an explosion gave them these powers, and it's powers derived from the quantum realm, all kind of like what Ghost has.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. I tend to believe that the first tease of Fantastic Four will be through this, just because of how badly Peyton Reed wanted to do Fantastic Four. Kind of almost feels like it would have been like a natural progression had he.
Maybe Kevin Feige's like, look, I'm not going to give you Fantastic Four, but you get to introduce the whole team in your movie.
And you get the Silver Surfer special presentation.
Like if I was Peyton Reed, I'd be like, okay. Wait, is that true?
He's
That's
supposed
a
to be
rumor.
speculating. Yeah. A rumor that he's getting a special presentation. I think it's almost 100% guaranteed that the Fantastic Four will be introduced through movies and not announced. Because if they wanted to announce them, they probably would have done it already.
Yeah, they had multiple opportunities, D23, Comic-Con.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, what's more, I don't want to say impactful, but like leaves a bigger impression, them being introduced at a fair that you see online, or all of a sudden they're just at the end of a movie and you weren't expecting it. Even though nowadays everything's leaking, that it probably won't be a surprise.
Well, I mean, at least for me in Multiverse of Madness, like I knew there was a good chance, but when I saw Reed on screen, I lost it. Gio was sitting next to me, dude.
Awesome.
I lost it. And I'll say this: I don't care what anybody says. If John Krasinski is not Reed Richards, you can call me a spoiled fanboy. I'm gonna be pissed. Like,
I'll be pretty bummed too.
It's
I will
too
be
great
so
of a
upset.
casting. Yeah.
Like, because like I think people through all the multiple Fantastic Four iterations, like people think Fantastic Four are a joke. Like I don't take them seriously. And I'm like, John Krasinski to me like brings like star power, just like takes the character seriously. Like I just think it's a great fit. So I hope they don't recast.
I think that answers Sean Weinberg's question. Who do we think William Jackson Harper
everybody
is?
else
think
thinks
he
a
is.
lot of people think that it's gonna be a different actor playing Reed Richards. A lot of people think that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised with that. How many times a week do we get a rumor that someone's playing Reed? I mean, the John Krasinski playing this character kind of has seemed to die down a little bit. Compare like every week it's a new person.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't need I have no expectations for the other three castings. Like if it's Emily Blunt, cool. I don't think it's gonna be.
no.
But
Get Emily Blunt.
In some capacity.
But like we haven't been given that yet, so I'm okay if it's not. But John has I would just be so upset. But that's just me because I'm a big John Krasinski fan also.
Oh no, I agree. I would love to see what he does with the character completely.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
Great.
You guys got any other theories or speculations?
Well, Sean has another question here. What
Quantumania?
about Ghost? Because she's gonna be in Thunderbolts, so could we?
I wonder if
see a
she's
quick
in
appearance.
I'm curious. I mean, Lawrence Fishburne, he wasn't related to her, right?
Yeah, he was. This is her uncle.
Oh, it was her uncle, right? Okay. Yeah, and he was the original giant man.
Goliath.
Or whatever. Goliath. Yeah, that's right. Goliath. Honestly, I could see either a mention or like in the first act, they just like run into them just to kind of give us an update on where the characters are. Like, what if they're like in a lab and he's like, oh, we're just testing her powers.
That was literally the last thing they were doing.
Oh, were they?
They poofed.
Okay, something like that. Yeah. But just because
that's how Scott survived the blip.
Oh, that's right, huh? Interesting, yeah. But anyways, I could see something like that just to give us a quick update on where the character is, and then let's move on. Just because they introduced her in the last one.
He's on his way to Metropolis for Man of Tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Lawrence Fishburne, yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it's fair to say she'll probably maybe at least get a mention. Like, I don't know if she's in it.
They could just be like, what happened to Ghost? One line and just say, oh, she's here, and that's it. Like,
I think she makes an appearance. I mean, because too much time will have passed between Ant-Man and Wasp and Thunderbolts. I think she makes a quick appearance. So
it would make sense. Out of all places for her to show up again before Thunderbolts, it would make sense.
Yeah.
Like
I'm off to. They recruited me for this thing. So
yeah. Oh, it could literally.
Maybe that's one of the post-credits scenes. Is Val shows up and she's. Hey.
The one just terrible thing about this movie. There's no Luis in this movie, as far as I know, and that is a tragedy.
It is
like that. Luis, I love him in the first two movies. Like, I get not having the whole crew back.
Any of his crew is in it.
I will not be in.
Yeah, I think Dashmatian said he's not in it either.
Yeah. Did they officially confirm that Michael Pena's not in it?
I don't think they officially confirmed it. I think he said I haven't seen anything.
I mean, if anything, he's probably in the first act, but that's it. Like,
I think we'll get a cameo at least.
If I see him in the quantum realm, I'm like, okay.
He wouldn't make it into the quantum.
I was gonna say, like, he walks in after they go and he's like, whoa, and then like there's a whole storyline of just following him.
He decides to stay back. Like,
stay there in the quantum. He's like, I'm gonna stay here, guys, and he like gets married and stuff. No, I don't know. I think it could definitely be because like he was obviously the main friend to Scott and like the main guy of the crew. So I think a cameo also would make sense. Like,
Yeah.
but so sad we're not going to get one of his stories again.
Yeah, I don't see how it would be
will.
possible for him to recap what's going on in the quantum realm.
What if the movie starts with like a last time in the MCU type thing, and it's just Luis doing it, and then that's it. And then it's like him and Scott in a coffee shop, and he's like, "All right, I gotta go," and then they go to the quantum realm thing.
He could be the narrator in the beginning, like really quickly, just recapping like everything that Scott's done since Endgame.
Kind of like
Scott
what
got
Korg
employee
did,
of the century, and
what Korg did in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah,
like, could be something like that. But I agree with you, Gio. He should not be going in the quantum realm with them. No way. Absolutely
that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think so either.
No.
So at this point, does Cassie have her own suit?
Mm-hmm. You saw it at the end of it.
Yeah.
Oh, she does, huh?
The purple
one.
But
like, I'm saying, do they already have one for her? Like prior to them going in there?
I wouldn't be surprised if they go in there and Hope had a spare suit.
That would make sense.
Or some type
Can't
of
you like shrink a tinier suit and like put it in your pocket or something?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she had like when they found her. Remember, she had like an Ant-Man the mask type stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if she had a suit down there.
Well, she was the first one to go into the quantum realm, based on the trailer.
I mean, she went in with her suit, but I wouldn't be surprised if she made another one or something, because clearly there's technology there. So,
yeah,
I think it would, because she when she gets pulled in, she's in normal. They're in normal clothes. So unless she has it on her,
interesting. Yeah. You know, so the girl who plays Cassie in Endgame is not the little girl from the first two movies, right? I feel bad for that little girl because she was awesome. But she's too young. Because 5 years passed, right, in the MCU. So
well, it's the same thing that's going to happen with Scarlet Witch's kids. They're going to have to age jump them again.
They're going to House of the Dragon it.
Yeah, 100%.
There we go.
We probably got our Wiccan today. So, I mean.
Is that, you mentioned that twice now. Is that rumored or what?
So, the main character from my Heartstopper show, he got cast in Agatha Coven of Chaos.
Okay.
And he's obviously gay, and so is Wiccan. And they both kind of he looks kind of like Wiccan does. And they said he's playing a gay character with like a dark side. And that's literally kind of exactly how Wiccan is.
Well, and if Wiccan's going to be in any project coming up, it would make sense, right? For it to be that show, which is, I still can't believe we're getting that show. That is awesome.
I can't wait for
Catherine Hahn is getting her own MCU show. That's crazy.
I can't wait.
Take notes, man. DC.
Oh yeah, I did, Andy. All those times I was saying Hope, I meant Janet. My bad.
Oh, I'm waiting for Hope.
Yeah, I was saying Hope's name. Hope being
okay.
I meant to say Janet. Yeah.
I'm waiting for Hope to turn evil.
You think so?
Well, she does in the comics, I believe, right? Hope Van Dyne, she goes a little evil.
She also gets killed a bunch of times. So, I mean, what's his face wanted to squish her in.
I was just thinking about. Okay, so it's obviously on the table that Janet or Hank die, right? Like I think that's always on the table.
That's fair.
And,
yeah.
But do you think they would kill Hope in this movie?
I think they're going to kill Scott.
No, they're not. I mean, I don't think.
I'm dead serious. I think they're going to kill Scott.
No, I know you've been saying that, and it's not going to happen.
No, it would be devastating, and it would show excuse my language, the fuck around and find out about Kang. Like, if he kills Ant-Man in his own movie, like, it all of a sudden becomes really serious, especially since this character has been around for a while.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I just don't see how they do it. But go ahead, Gio.
I'll say this much about the other trailer. There is a line
Oh yeah, I
that
know.
Kang says
Mm-hmm.
when Scott Lang is like, "I'm an Avenger," and he goes, "You're an Avenger. Have I killed you before?" And so whether it happens or not, like, like for real, there could be uh some sort of
Oh,
variant
maybe
or
that
something
unraveling
where
thing is another
there's
timeline where he killed
another
Scott.
Scott Lang or something like that. So, but
I
I mean, talk about making like an entrance, Kang killing Scott Lang. I mean,
In his movie.
I
it's
just
almost that
think
time, right? 2 movies, Civil War, 2 Avengers, well, 1 Avengers
I
movie.
think look, Paul Rudd is just too likable. I don't think they're gonna do it. I just
Do you
don't think they're
realize
gonna do
how
it.
like devastated people would be? How serious Kang would be taken after? Like,
Can't you accomplish some of that though with killing Hope? Or
No,
no.
why
I don't think
not?
so.
She's a
It just
much
doesn't have
better
the same
warrior.
impact.
She's a way better warrior than Scott is. Like
Who do you like?
she's
Who do you have more attachment to, Hope
Scott
or
for sure, but
exactly? And then what's gonna? Then all of a sudden you've now put Cassie as a much more importance of a character.
if you told me who's gonna have a better chance beating Kang in a fight, Hope or Scott, I would say Hope. So I'm saying like I think she would be a bigger threat to him. Like I don't know, but at the same time, like why would they kill Hope and Evangeline Lilly? Like, and then is the next one going to be the Wasps, and it's going to be Evangeline Lilly or Janet or no Hope and Cassie is what I meant.
You don't need
Yeah.
another Ant-Man movie after this. You finished your trilogy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look, there's no way. There's no
But then again,
way.
Thor and Captain America are getting a 4th movie, and so
Brian, do you really think that's going to happen?
Yes, I'm genuine.
Okay.
I'm not doing it to just tease
Let's
you.
put-
like
I'm down to at least put a movie ticket on it. So if it happens or not, like whatever the next MCU movie is, we buy each other the ticket.
well, Jake
Kang
already.
Dynasty.
Jake's paying for my Miss Marvel because he lost his bet.
What was that bet for?
That Secret Wars would happen before Miss Marvel.
Oh,
And
it's
he
too
said
late.
it would
I was going to say,
happen
what if they changed release dates? But Miss Marvel already came out.
No,
Yeah.
the Marvels. Excuse me.
Oh, the Marvels.
The
Yeah.
Marvels,
Yeah.
not Miss Marvel.
But
So-
yeah, that movie's like shot already, right? So
Secret
Marvels?
Invasion's done. The
Oh,
Marvels is
okay.
I think either close to being done or is
Okay.
done. So
yeah,
because I think it
That's
comes
been
out.
production for some
I think it's
time.
safe to say one of Hank, Janet, Hope, or Scott is going to die.
I don't think
one of
Janet,
them.
because it would be kind of stupid to bring her out of the quantum realm just to kill her.
Yeah, we just got her at the end of that movie, huh?
Yeah, and you're not killing Cassie.
So
those two are
Hank,
safe.
yeah, I think Hank, Hope, and Scott are on the table. I think.
I mean, Janet is possible because I mean, maybe they kill Janet and Hank at the same time. Like that would be really sad.
Like they sacrifice themselves to get them
Yeah.
out or something.
like lose the original Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah.
Like that would be sad. But the only one that we know for sure is safe would be Cassie. I would
yeah,
say.
there's no. I mean, like to me, there's no way they kill Cassie. Like I
Yeah.
see the possibility with Scott for sure, but there's no way they would kill a kid and and especially they got a lot of teenager superheroes now,
Yeah.
which is
The
obviously
Young
going to set up
Avengers is
Young
coming.
Avengers. It's basically going to be like another Civil War situation where the government tries to say underage people can't be
Yeah, could be.
superheroes. But it's like 21 and under, right? So
Yeah.
Peter Parker or Spider. Oh, nobody knows that he's a
No one
kid.
knows who he is.
He's the only kid that's going to be like safe because they think he's a man.
Mhm.
All right, guys. Any last thoughts on Kang, the Quantum Realm, Quantumania, this movie?
Bring me Kang.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
think
I
we're
think
all
the thing I'm
excited.
most curious is the device he needs. what does he want Scott to steal? Because I don't think it'll be the 10 rings. That's too big. So there has to be something. I know the rumor is that people are saying parts for his time traveling chair, which would make sense. In this case, multiverse traveling chair.
Yeah. I mean, that would definitely make sense. And I think we're going to find out more of like the effects of the end of Loki season 1. Like,
oh yeah.
Obviously. Like, I think we're going to learn more about that. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode of Apocaflix Now. That was a lot of fun, guys. We got deep. We went deep into this quantum realm stuff. I definitely had a good time. Definitely excited to host again, guys. So thank you for allowing me to. I'm going to go around and let everybody say their goodbyes. Brian Ablicino, I'll start with you.
You can find me, B. Valsino, on Twitter and Instagram. We have Fandalorian Club still going with Andor tonight. So tomorrow we will probably be putting out a show. We need to still figure out what we're going to do for Tales of the Jedi because we've watched all of that already. So yeah, follow the Twitter and then a certain point of view.
Awesome. And Gio?
On Twitter at InsiderGeo. May or may not get verified. I don't know. We'll see. I might try it for a month just to.
Can you actually pay to be verified?
Not
$8, but yeah, pretty soon. $8 a month.
Can I just say really quick? I thought the point of being verified is that you're like big enough and you have enough notoriety to where like they have to verify you so people know it's your real account. And now you can just pay for it. I don't know.
You can pay for it, man.
That defeats the purpose. But anyways, that'd be funny though, Gio. You should.
Yeah.
Right?
So on Twitter, my own channel, Fandom United. Waiting on a copy of Sean O'Connell's With Great Power book so I can read it and then do an interview. And if you want to hear me talk about DC and all the things happening, check me out over there.
Awesome.
Yeah, they switched up my Green Lantern stories.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's Jon Stewart now. They scrapped all the crap from the beginning.
It's no longer Guy Gardner and Alan Scott.
Interesting.
Did you
see that he released a new Jon Stewart movie on HBO Max, the animated one?
Oh no.
I was. Demont was watching it the other day. It looked pretty cool. Like if you just want to know more about Jon Stewart, it's a little new animated movie they just released. Mm-hmm. Go check it out. You can find me on Twitter at JacobBartley824. If you play fantasy football, you can come check me out on First Round Fantasy on YouTube. And then also, yes, Star Drew, not Barnley and Barnes, but Bartley and Barnes is actually going to be in 2 days from now. It's on Thursday, so that's November 3rd. Look out for us. I'm going to post the stream later on tonight, but we're going to be on at 8 p.m. on Thursday night. So you can come check me and Keith Barnes out on Bartley and Barnes then. And of course, you can watch us every Tuesday here on Apocaflix Now. Like Brian mentioned, we got Fandalorian Club going with the Andor series, and just keep an eye out. I'll have my review up for Interview with the Vampire coming up here shortly. And thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.